Oh, my mic was muted. Wow. As you can see, I don't know what I'm doing. Welcome everybody. This is my first time using OBS. I'm trying to get into doing some live streams, so we're just figuring this out. I'm gonna make an Instagram post, see if I can get anybody on here to help me make sure everything's working before I get into what I want to talk about today. I got some questions from some viewers and or a viewer, I guess. And it's a good question, so I'm excited to get into it. So let me go ahead. I gotta make a post real quick. Oh my goodness, I can see myself. Okay. Well, hopefully it's not too laggy. But hopefully it's not too laggy. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about what I wanted to talk about today. So, I got a question from, first off, what I'm going to start doing on these weekly live streams is I'm just going to have a couple topics that I talk about, right? So, probably 2 topics, and then at the beginning of each stream, I'm going to try to give like a weekly quote, whether it's something I wrote or something I read, and do like a weekly Bible verse, right? And then also at the beginning, I'm going to answer any questions that you guys have. And if anyone ever gets on the stream, please comment and I'll try to answer the questions there. But if you want a question to be answered in the stream, comment on one of my non-live stream videos, and if I see it, I will try to get it answered to the best of my ability. So, I don't think anybody's on here yet, but that's okay. Check out my new hat. This is tough. Okay. John Mark McMillan. Probably my favorite musician / artist ever. His music actually inspires a lot of my writing, just a lot of the concepts, and I just really like it. He's really creative. But let's get into the questions. I literally have no idea if this is working. Like, hopefully. Like, I need someone to get on here and tell me if it's working. But anyway, on to the questions. I got a question from a user at J3 underscore is underscore me. He says, a few questions from my boy. Number 1, does the main character of your book have a name yet? Number 2, if you can make a film based on any book, what would it be? Number 3, am I low-key in the Truman Show? I'm starting to question reality. Those are amazing questions, and I'm going to love to answer them. So, for anybody who doesn't know, I am writing my first book ever. My first novel. It's fantasy-esque. It's, I don't really know exactly how to describe it. It's got like a lot of deep themes, and it's not as, what's that word? Anyway, it's a fantasy book, but I'd say it's probably going to feel a little more literary fiction because it's just got a lot of deep themes and a lot of, I guess, philosophical points and thoughts in it. I can't give a lot of information about it yet, but I have been thinking about it / working on it for a little while, and I think I'm about to start officially drafting it. But anyway, does the main character of your book have a name yet? Yes, he does. And his name is, drumroll, Amatus. Okay? It's Amatus. Now, technically, it's pronounced Amatus, I think. It's like, I can't remember which language it is, but it's pronounced like Amatus. But I like to say Amatus. And it's my character, so I'm just going to pretend it's pronounced like that. If I could make a film based on any book, what would it be? Now, I actually wrote down a couple answers to this. I don't know. I don't have a solid answer for this one. I've read some good books recently. A book that I enjoy, that I've read a couple times recently, is called The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. And it would either be great as a movie or it would be absolutely terrible, right? Because it's one of those books that does a lot of things that you can only do in books and not movies. Just a lot of getting into the reader's head in that sort of way. And that would be hard to pull off in a movie, but if you did, it would be good. So that, or I think The Great Gatsby would be a great movie. And I actually think it is a movie with DiCaprio and the Spider-Man guy, Tobey Maguire, right? Is that his name? Yeah. So I actually do think it is a movie. I haven't seen it yet, but The Great Gatsby, if someone pulled it off, it would be a fantastic movie. Or I wrote Or to Kill a Mockingbird, which I know that's also a movie, but it would be great. I haven't seen it either. As you can see, I like a lot of like, because I guess the two of them that I listed were literary fiction technically. I like a lot of those thinking books, and that's like how I like my movies too. Just what's those called? Like psychological, I guess. But I just like them to be really deep. But I also enjoy just your straight up fantasy too. Yeah. So for the third question, he asked, "Am I Loki in the Truman Show?" I'm starting to question reality. And the only answer I can really give right now is yes. Yes, you. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I know this guy, and I know he's playing with me. But no, you're not in the Truman Show. Like, why? What are you tweaking about? On a serious note, though, I haven't seen the Truman Show, and I really want to watch it. Like, I love films, and I know that's one of those films that you gotta watch. I don't know if it's necessarily good or not, but I haven't watched it, and I need to. So there we go. There is the questions. That was fun. So, dang, no one's on here yet. You guys need to lock in, honestly. Like, you guys need to help me out. I need you guys to help me out. I need to know if this is working or not. I mean, I'm going to see once it's uploaded afterwards, but it would be really annoying if I yapped the whole time and my mic was off or something. I think it's on, right? I think it's on. So, like I said, I wanted to starting off these streams that I'm going to start doing once a week with a quote and a scripture. So, what is the quote of the week? Well, let's go ahead and read it. A man says to the ants, I will lay down and be your food, but I will never become your meal. He is a liar to himself, for in his denial he becomes a feast, and the ants will eat his wandering eyes. I wrote that, guys. I'm proud of it. So that's a quote by me. I wrote a, I don't know what you would call it, like a commentary, basically just a journal entry on the topic of procrastination, lust, and undiscipline. So I was thinking of the topic how those things are they kind of affect you the same way, right? Someone who procrastinates all the time, it's like dying to ants, right? Because slowly and slowly, that will destroy you, okay? And so I was just writing on that topic. Anyway, but I have a scripture to go with not being lazy and procrastination. I'm gonna be honest, I wrote this because I was finding myself just struggling with those things, right? So I had to remind myself that I'm not going to lower myself or lie to myself and lower myself to the food of ants, right? And that's why it says, a man says to himself, I will be your food, but I will never become your meal. Basically saying, you can't play with those things. Like, you can't continue to practice procrastination, undisciplined lust, because eventually it will eat you alive. So a verse for laziness, which I read recently, it's a good verse. I think it's Proverbs 26:6, but I might be wrong. So we'll have to see. It is not Proverbs 26:6. Wow, I need to remember my Bible verses, man. Okay, what is it? I know what verse I'm thinking of. Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up. Wow. What happened to my cam? I don't know what happened to my other camera. Okay. I don't know what happened to my other camera. So that's interesting. I think it's back now. Except it's not. What is... Oh, okay. It's just completely frozen. Oh my gosh. I need better internet. Okay. What is that verse? Let me find that. Oh. There we go. It wasn't Proverbs 26:6. It was Proverbs 6:6. That's why I got it wrong. I think my camera's back. There we go. Okay. It was Proverbs 6:6. So let's read that verse. Proverbs 6:6 says, Go to the ant, O sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. So, same topic. Obviously, the ant is being used as a different metaphor in that because mine was procrastination kills you like an ant, right? This is Look at the ant. It's small, right? But it trucks along. Like it goes on to say, without having any chief, officer, or ruler, she prepares her bread in the summer and gathers her food for harvest. So basically, go to the ant, O sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. Proverbs 6:6 is just a call to don't be lazy. Don't be a person of procrastination, undisciplined, because it will destroy you. Anyway, that was my thoughts for the week. So there you go. There's a little glimpse into my mind. Let's see. There's the quote in the verse. So let's get into some stuff I want to talk about. I want to tell you guys about my short stories that I'm writing. So I know I talked about my book a little bit. I would love to tell you guys about it, but I don't have enough information organized where I know I could tell it safely, right? Because I got to protect my ideas and I don't want to say something and then it just be completely not canon a day later, because that happens all the time, right? So once I start into the drafting a little bit, then I'm going to go ahead and I'll probably have some information to tell you guys about that. But I want to tell you guys about my short stories. So if you guys haven't seen, there's a short story on my YouTube channel. I think the video is titled "Your Life Isn't Boring, Your Eyes Just Aren't Focused" or something. But the short story is called "The Moon Rose," a story about seeing the world with re-enchanted eyes. And it's about how it's written from the perspective of the sun and the moon, right? And it's about how people, we tend to overlook the mundane moments of life. And it was just so showing how there is beauty in the mundane moments of life. So the sun rising, the sun setting, and the moon and night and day cycle that happens every day, right? But that's something that we can find beauty in, and that was the point, is to find the beauty in the mundane moments of life. So I encourage you to go check that out. So also on the same theme, I wrote another short story called "The Moon Spoke." The moon spoke, "Did you forget divine?" And that short story is about, yes, we should see the beauty in God's creation and see the beauty in the mundane. But once we only see the beauty in the creation and it's not directing our eyes to the creator, then that's where it becomes a problem, right? So that one is about, yes, see the beauty in the mundane. Why is my camera keep freezing? All right, we're just going to go to this one. My camera's tweaking. We're just going to go to this one. So that one is about, yes, see the beauty in the mundane, but don't get so distracted by seeing the beauty in creation. We always need to look at the creator and keep our eyes on Jesus. So I was inspired to write that story because I woke up one morning, I went outside, and it was super early. The moon was still up, it was still dark out, and I just recognized how beautiful it was. And I was just looking at the moon. There was some steam fog coming off of my pond, and I just, like, God reminded me, he's like, those are beautiful, but don't get so focused on them. I created them. And so I went ahead and wrote that story. So, oh my gosh, I don't know how to use OBS. I'm just going to keep going. This is just a test. Anyway, I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So the point of me telling you guys about those short stories, that second one that I mentioned isn't released anywhere yet. It might be released soon, but I am going to write one more and then hopefully get a collection of those short stories. Maybe just some writings, just some like journal entry type things, and maybe some poetry and maybe some poetry, and put those together into a collection for you guys. So make sure to follow along if you want to go ahead and get into my writing and see what my writing is like before I get my book out, right? So that's what I am going to be working on. And then once I get that finished, we are really going to lock in and start drafting this story. And like I said, I will get more information to you guys about that. So, I had like a couple other thing. I had another thing that I might do on here planned, but my internet is tweaking and I'm not sure how well this is working. So thank you for bearing with me through another test stream. I'm gonna get this figured out soon. And yeah, stay in awe, stay awesome. I will see you guys. I'll either be posting on Instagram or YouTube soon or whatever. My Instagram is gunnerlane_. And if you're here, you're on my YouTube.